that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of Eyedrop, TKL, left those places and opened Eyedrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but Eyedrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give Eyedrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at Eyedrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Friday, the best day of the week. Live from the Low T Center studio, Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. We are broadcasting live here on YouTube. Our video broadcast each and every day. We're on Facebook Live and Twitter. Seth Stokes is joining us via the Irish Networks hotline this morning. Ben Stokes, what is up? Good morning, sirs.
Good morning, my brothers. How we doing today?
Man, we turned. We turned this morning. Ben, you turned?
Oh, yes. I am wired. I made the decision to go to the gym very late last night, which means I did not go to bed at a reasonable time because I am not a matured grown-up who handles my adult responsibilities very well, which also means that I shotgunned a Red Bull this morning before I brushed my teeth, and that is true. I didn't actually shotgun it, but I did have a full Red Bull this morning, so I'm wired. My chili is hot.
Did you butt chug the Red Bull?
I considered it, but decided to go through the mouth. I even considered calling one of my friends who has a mullet and considered a mullet lug as well. But ultimately, I decided to drink it like a normal person.
What's wrong, Stokes? You okay over there?
He started off just, I decided to go through the mouth. Like, what? What? How you going to say that, man?
Hey, man.
I think all entrances are good entrances.
Can we let the intro finish before we start the silliness on the program?
Woo.
Oh, man.
Okay. Sorry, I'll close myself now.
Oh, man.
Stokes,
Oh, man.
what'd you think of
man over here talking about going through the mouth.
Well, you took it that way. Not I or Swain. You took it that way, Seth Stokes. I may not be a responsible adult and go to bed on time, but at least I'm not the one that has multiple kids as well. So don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I guarantee you I ain't the only one that took it that way.
Swain thought you were laughing at the butt chug. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was laughing at, Stokes, man. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to try it one day.
Oh, I'm sure they would, if they haven't already.
I want even more energy.
Hold on. We need to get Stokes' thoughts on the mullet lug at Lindsey Nelson Stadium last weekend.
Look, I am all about what the student section is doing. The ball creatures, they're bringing the heat to the opposing teams. But that's disgusting. I ain't drinking nothing out of nobody's hair. That's nasty.
And you know what? Old boy ain't washed his head in a while.
And he'd been outside for a while. You know, he'd been sweating.
Yeah.
Because they stand in line
young men
early.
of that age are dirty. Like, their hygiene is not up to normal standards yet. And I saw that and I was like, there is, I don't know if I've seen a lose worse than that. That's disgusting.
Now, how much money would you do it for?
I'm putting that in my research paper.
That is, buddy, that is, I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed for my race for that. Like,
my goodness.
White people, y'all got to be better. Like, y'all, we make a lot of mistakes, and that, you're just embarrassing yourself at that point.
I'm surprised I didn't see that at Grissom, man. I'm a little disappointed. I didn't. You know, I was unprepared to see that. I thought I had witnessed it all there at Grissom High School on a Friday, Saturday night. I'm surprised I didn't.
This is new. This is new white people stuff.
Man, I remember the first time I saw like a funnel, somebody funneling a beer in high school. I mean, this person was 21, obviously, right? You know, he had got held back a couple times, about 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And I was like, why? Just put it in the cup. Just drink it. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. But it's Orange and White game tomorrow. It's a perfect time to do some cake stands and some beer funneling and some mullet drinking, whatever you call it. Some beer pong.
It's a little easier to go through the motions of the mullet lug when Evan Russell is hitting a grand slam to essentially win the game in the 8th inning than watching these quarterbacks go through a practice.
In black jerseys?
I think watching these quarterbacks practice tomorrow will actually make me want to do the mullet lug.
Man, they're gonna have a great day tomorrow. You know they're gonna look great. And
I think I would rather do the mullet lug than watch these guys practice.
No,
I kid.
You know what's gonna happen. Quarterbacks are gonna look a certain type of way, and people are going to over exaggerate one side or the other. Somebody's going to be the worst ever. Someone's going to be the best ever. Someone's going to be named the starter by the fan base after tomorrow. It's going to happen. It happens every single time there's a quarterback battle going into the spring or leaving the spring. It happens every time.
And then extrapolate that, and the people who say this guy's going to be the starter, he's the savior, when he's not named the starter, they're going to, and Tennessee struggles, they're going to take the coaching staff in over their heads and not ready for this type of job. Or when he is named the starter and he struggles, they're going to think that he's just not getting good coaching. Again, the coaching staff is in over their head. Why can't Tennessee get a good quarterback coach in the last 20 years? Blah, 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 blah. So let's extrapolate that all the way to football season. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah. I'm 1,000% sure there would not be a quarterback named starter after the spring game. 1,000%.
Last night, after the final practice of spring, Alex Golish, Tennessee's offensive coordinator and tight ends coach, met with the media, and he was asked, "Are you at all concerned about an overreaction to one practice, or have you spoken with the quarterbacks about an overreaction one way or the other, positively or negatively, based off of one practice?" Because it's essentially, I know there was an open practice, but it is the scrimmage, the game, practice, whatever you want to call it, that everybody is watching. And he said, well, when you put it like that, I didn't really think about it like that.
Welcome to Rocky Top, Coach. St. Central Florida. He ain't thought about that yet?
Welcome to
Better
Tennessee.
think about it.
Dylan Gabriel and Mackenzie Milton are not the two quarterbacks returning.
No, man.
Dylan Gabriel and Mackenzie Milton are not the two quarterbacks going through spring practice.
Yeah, that moment will hit every coach that comes or have not been here. Willie's going to be like, you wasn't ready, huh? Willie and Rodney Garner going to be laughing at the other coaches from Central Florida. But, yeah, get ready.
Oh, you thought people were going to love you. Oh, okay.
Oh, man, the emotions will be strong one way or the other. They'll love you and name their dog after you. Come here, little Golish. Come here. Come here, boy.
Golish.
Come here, Golish. Come here, boy. You want a treat, Golish? Want to go for a walk? Want to play? Come on, Golish. Or they'll fire you after the first drive of the season. Fire Golish. The receiver dropped the ball. The running back fumbled. The lineman had a misassignment. But it's the offensive coordinator's fault.
That's coaching.
We should have kept Will Friend.
Ain't gonna be saying that.
No, give him a minute.
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. There's some folks laughing, listening right now. There's some folks real mad because
they feel seen.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Whatever. It's my opinion. The NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel Thursday approved 4 college football rule changes that will go into effect at the start of the 2021 season. Yay! This is exactly what we need, NCAA. Let's change the rules some more. Teams will now be forced to go for 2-point conversion starting in the second overtime period. If a game is still tied after the second overtime, teams will engage in a 2-point conversion shootout, similar to how hockey games are decided with penalty shots, but basically from the 2.5-yard line.
So we're just going to have both teams on the field at the same time, and kind of, if Tennessee's playing Florida, Tennessee's offense and Florida's defense is on one side of the field, and then Florida's offense and Tennessee's defense is on the other side of the field, and they just kind of watch them. They watch each other go back and forth.
That would be too efficient, and advertising dollars will not allow that.
That's a good point, Seth, because now, like if Tennessee goes first and they convert the 2-point conversion, then while Florida's offense trots onto the field, they're going to take a 5-minute timeout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're basically
Red Hat's going to come right out there and put his hand up.
Yeah. They're basically saying, hey, games are way too long. We're going to cut this thing down, make sure everybody gets a chance to go home before midnight so people can go home and watch Pac-12 football, I guess. But
we got to watch JT Strout and Jared Garantano.
Yeah, sure, that's the reason.
So do we like that? Do we hate it? Do we not care? Do we care?
I liked college football overtime. I thought it was very exciting. I know you're kind of supposed to have an opinion on radio. I don't really have an opinion on this. I'm like, well, let's see how it plays out. Like, in theory, on paper, it looks like it could be really exciting. I'm with Swain. I think they are trying to quicken the game, which stop trying to do that, though. Like, quicken the game by stopping with all the commercial breaks. Like, let us watch football. We only get 12 of these. Like, I want all the football I can get.
And shorten halftime. Like, the NFL is playing the same amount of minutes, and they don't necessarily have the same overtime rules, but I would imagine that NFL overtime probably lasts as long as collegiate overtime. So the NFL manages to get its games in much quicker than college football's games, and they're not doing things like this to shorten the game. Shorten halftime. I'm not a fan of it. I don't feel strongly one way or the other. I just kind of liked how college overtime was as is, and to immediately go to a 2-point conversion, I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't like the shootout style in football. I didn't see what the problem was on the 25-yard line. I mean, that was pretty cut and dry. You either gonna go more than likely 3 and out, or you're gonna march the football down and score,
or you'll kick a field goal. Yeah. I mean, do this. Have the first overtime possession, so each team gets a possession. Have that where if you want to kick a field goal, you can. After that, you have to go for 2, but let them start from 25, because if you stop them, you still can kick a field goal, and then it forces the other team to have to go score a touchdown. Like I don't know how fun it would be to see a bunch of teams. I mean, both teams going back and forth from the 2.5-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not thrilled about it.
That's too easy.
Doing too much.
That's too easy for me. But you know how NCAA do. They do everything. They do a lot of everything that doesn't really move the needle or is not the most important thing.
Yeah.
So they do everything else. So the next one is they're moving the team sideline area between the 20-yard lines. So before it was between the 25-yard lines, and because of social distancing and COVID-19, they moved it to the 20s this year. Whoa, those 10 yards, man. There you go.
Like, nobody cares about this.
Yeah, I don't. Team sidelines were set between each 25-yard line up until last year when they were expanded to each 15-yard line. So technically it's like, what, 20 yards to accommodate social distancing. The panel also approved the framework of a plan first proposed by the Football Rules Committee regarding players faking injuries. Schools and conferences may now request a post-game video review from the NCAA, Secretary of Rules Editor, or an national coordinator of officials if it believes a player's faked injuries. The practice has become more common in recent years to slow down the pace of up-tempo offenses.
Now I'm kind of okay with that.
No, like, I'm okay with this too.
Yeah, I look back on that. Was it the Tennessee Bowling Green, where a homie like walked through Tennessee's offensive line and just fell down?
Yes.
Yeah. Stokes, the truth is, we have seen it be done to us from a defender. Yeah. We have done it ourselves too.
Oh yeah. No doubt about
it. Who did it last year? Somebody on our defense did it last year. I remember it was somebody.
It was an injury in the Auburn game. A fake assumed.
It was a fake injury, dude.
Yeah. It was one of the defenders. I feel like it was
It was our defense
or defensive lineman
that faked the injury. No doubt about it. So
Arkansas or Auburn game. I can't remember which player.
But here's the thing: we're gonna this rule's coming at a good time because now we have the offense that's gonna go super fast, and this rule's coming right at the right time to benefit Tennessee because I mean in game it may not, but after the game maybe there's some penalty that will be brought down on the player or team that was faking the injury. But how about this, NCAA? How about adjusting the whole penalty for targeting?
Yes.
Because you drop your head as an offensive player when you get ready to be hit because the low man wins. And if you are tackling that offensive player, are you going to just stand straight up and let the guy run over you, or are you going to drop down to the ball carrier's level and try to square him up, make a tackle? And when you do that, guess what's going to happen? Your helmets are going to hit. That player, if it happens in the first play of the third quarter, has to sit out the rest of the half and the first half of the next game. And that's ridiculous to me. Do something with that. But the NCAA thought they were doing something real big and bad last year when they said, you know what? When we eject you, you don't have to go to the locker room. You can stay on the sideline. Who wants to stay on the sideline if I can't play? I'd rather go inside.
Right.
I'm pissed off, man. I don't want to watch the game anymore. I guess you can be out there helping your teammates and giving them advice, but man, no, I'm kicked out the game for a routine tackle. I would rather go to the sideline, locker room. Let me take this tape off my ankles. Let me get back in street clothes. That would be my reaction. That's what they need to fix. If you're gonna fix something,
like head-to-head combat or contact is almost unavoidable in football. Like, it's gonna happen, and it's not always malicious or intentional. Like, it's pretty obvious when it's targeting.
Yeah, man.
When someone's lunging at the head of a defenseless player, like that's obvious. We can all see that happen. Running backs dipping their head and a safety coming up trying to make a play, that's not targeting. That's football. Like, I don't understand why the NCAA can't understand this.
Chip Payne has a question for you, Stokes. How much money will it take for you to chug beer out of a boot?
Out of like, are we talking like a beer mug that's shaped like a boot? Because I've done that. Like, I paid money to do that because you go to a German restaurant and get Das Boot, and you drink beer out of it because it's a glass boot that's made for drinking out of.
No, a boot.
Or does he mean
where
like somebody's
stinky foot has
cowboy
been?
boot?
This Chip Payne, man, you know he ain't mature.
Oh, Chip.
And he's from Georgia, so you know, and you're from Georgia, Seth, so you know how they get down there in Georgia.
How much money would it take? I mean, give me $1 million. I'll drink out of a stinky boot.
If I offered you $1,000, you would do it.
$1,000? I don't know, man. That's nasty.
Look, he started thinking about it a little bit more.
Oh no, that's nasty.
What about $2,000?
Still kind of nasty.
$3,000.
You know, you're getting a little closer.
Everybody's got a price.
Stokes, your first one was $1 million. Now you thinking about it at 3.
Well, I'm thinking about. Well, here's why I'm thinking about it. Because at this point, if this even comes up at any point, like out or at a social gathering, everybody's pretty much well on their way to Hammertown. Yes. And at that point, someone's like, "Hey, I give you, $100. You drink this, $100? You give me $100. You give me that boot." Like, that's like because you're not in your right mind.
No.
So I'm putting myself in that frame of mind while answering this question, because really, truly, unless it's some pretty serious money, I got to be pretty drunk already to even consider it.
ATL VFL had a question from yesterday, right at the end of the show. I think it's a really good one. Which linebacker in the portal? I think it's an easy question though. Which linebacker in the portal has a greater chance of coming back?
Neither.
So, which linebacker has a greater chance to come back? So that's between Henry To'oTo'o, Kavaris Crouch. My answer would be Kavaris Crouch if I had to pick one, which that's what the question is. Which linebacker has a greater chance? Well, I think it's Crouch. I mean, Crouch is closer to home. He don't have his parents talking to the media about going where he should have went before. I mean, I'm going Crouch. Yeah, I'm going Crouch. Greater chance, but I don't think either one of them will come back. But I'm going to answer the question and say Crouch. Volunteer Jack, right at the end of the show yesterday, says, are the players like Tank and Crouch still on scholarship since they are not on the team? Yes. They are on scholarship. Because they are still finishing classes, so technically they are still on scholarship. I just want to take it. Give me that scholarship. You ain't doing anything. You don't need it.
What? Like, it's an agreement. You play football, we give you a free education. Like, if you're not playing football, bill is in the mail.
This is that like gray area weird part of the deal where like, okay, you're transferring. You have decided to transfer. Usually this happens after spring football. Maybe there's some adjustments made in the future, and hopefully there are some adjustments made in the future. NCAA, you want to look at something and change? How about this? You got players that are on scholarship, taking online classes, and not even in the same city as where they're getting a scholarship at. That's just, I think that needs to be kind of addressed. If we're going to allow players to transfer, and I think they should be able to. One-time transfer, that's cool. Let's prevent this from happening, because I don't have a good feeling about the optics of a player not being able to team, not even being in the same state, time zone, but he's getting a scholarship. That's a little weird.
It's whack is what it is.
Yeah. It is whack. Fake Bob Kesson says, do you all think that Tennessee should have done what South Carolina did and pushed the game back to Sunday because of the weather? That way you get more fans in the stands. This was a question yesterday I had with a buddy. South Carolina saw the weather. Last time I checked, they're not too far from us, so we are probably going to get the same weather here in Knoxville. It is I want to say like 100% chance of rain or something like that.
Yeah.
Last time let me look at the weather right now. Yesterday it said 100% chance of rain, but come on, Knoxville, Tennessee.
It's 100% chance here too.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to rain. And Carolina had pushed that game to Sunday. I think the reason why it has not been pushed is because there's going to be some recruits in town. That's what I think.
Oh, there's going to be recruits in town. Tennessee's hoping Taven Jackson, QB1 on the board at the moment, makes it to town from Indianapolis. I tell you what Tennessee should have done, Stokes, and Austin brought this up on Tuesday. They should have moved the game, and they can't do this at this point, but they should have planned it out in advance. They should have done it on a Monday night or a Friday night like Illinois did, because Tennessee, they're not on ESPN this weekend. They're not on ESPN2. They're not on the SEC Network. They're not on ABC. They're not on CBS. They're not on ESPNU. They're not on ESPN News.
We on Plus, ain't we?
We're on SEC Network Plus.
We on SEC Network greater than Signal.
Yes, that means pull it up on your internet and watch.
ESPN equals.
Yes, pull it up on your internet and watch. So I like what Illinois and Brett Bielema did. I don't know the exact reason, obviously, but I would imagine it is so that they could kind of be the only team having a spring game on Monday night. And I saw Illinois highlights on my timeline, and not just because I follow people associated with Chase Hayden. I saw it elsewhere as well. So in hindsight, and again, you can't do this spur of the moment. It should have been planned out. But Tennessee should have scheduled its spring game for a Monday night or a Friday night. Probably would have had to do a Monday night because SEC baseball games are already scheduled on television. But if you do it on a Monday night, you're going to be on TV. And I know that Monday may be more challenging to get fans in attendance, but I think being on TV is more important than having fans in attendance for a spring game.
I think having recruits on campus is more important than all of it.
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't think recruits will show up for a Monday spring game?
If I'm a parent and I got all these schools hit me up and I can go to different spring games, I don't know if and I got work.
Yeah.
I got work. I can't just be taking off going, taking my kid to a different state on a Monday.
And the kids got school.
Yeah.
You're
I
all
wouldn't
right.
do that.
You're right. I would. Well, then try it on a Sunday. Then you kind of get the best of both worlds. You can still host recruits, and you're probably going to be the only spring game on a Sunday. You have to be creative. You just can't. Right now, Tennessee cannot just stick to just being on a Saturday with 3 or 4 other SEC schools having its spring game as well, and then you get stuck on SEC Network Plus. Like I know we need to cater this to recruits, but I also think you need to try your best to get some publicity out of it from a TV standpoint as well.
But before we look at Illinois and go, oh, man, that's a great idea, let's do it, how much of the needle is going to move here? I mean, a couple tweets, a highlight on SportsCenter. I mean, is it really worth all of that? That's what I want to know. Is it really going to move the needle?
Thing. It's going to be on SEC Network Plus.
Semicolon.
Anybody who streams anything now is going to be able to watch it. It's not like it's not going to be able to be viewed. Like it's not going to be on traditional cable, but most people stream nowadays. Like that's people are making, I think, maybe a little too big a deal out of that. Like most people stream. I'm not going to have any problems watching this game at the house. None whatsoever. And if you're savvy, you can. If you don't have a Fire Stick or a Roku or anything like that, your laptop has an HDMI output and your TV has an HDMI input. Really, like it's.
But you better have
no
Plus though.
One to say what?
So you got to have Plus though, or somebody that has Plus, or you better have your password.
You got to be an ESPN Plus member. But who like your people who's going to be really into watching the spring game, you probably already have ESPN Plus.
I don't think Turkey Man has ESPN Plus.
You don't think Turkey Man does?
No.
Somebody to help Turkey Man out.
I bet Turkey Man has ESPN Plus. The question is, does he know how to access ESPN Plus?
I don't think Turkey Man has ESPN Plus.
Or
someone can help Turkey Man.
Well,
out.
and there is also a difference between SEC Network Plus and ESPN Plus. This is on SEC Network Plus, and as long as you have a TV subscription, then you're able to log in and watch SEC Network Plus through Watch ESPN. ESPN Plus is different. Well, ESPN Plus is the
I got smoke coming out of my ears.
Here's the thing:
$5.99
if you
bundle to pay for.
If you have a Disney Plus subscription and you didn't do the whole little bundle thing, that's kind of on you for being a bad consumer. Honestly.
Yes.
I mean, you ain't talking to me. I got that.
I've got it too.
You know what I'm saying? Like as cheap as that is, like spend $2 more.
But you don't need that to watch the spring game. You just need a basic TV login to be able to access SEC Network Plus.
That's true.
Because you go through Watch ESPN, log into your cable provider, and boom, you got SEC Network Plus.
I'm not saying having viewers watching Tennessee is not important. All I'm saying is the most important thing
I'm with you.
is getting recruits on campus.
You're right.
Yep. And it's easy. It's on a Saturday.
Yes. And
the thing is, it sucks that it's raining, but the recruits are looking at the facilities. You're talking to coaches, what parties are going on. Like, the rain is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that there are recruits that are still up in the air as to whether they're going to come this weekend, and they're basing it off the weather.
That might be an issue.
There is some recruits that the weather is going to deter from coming.
Yeah, but you can hang out with us.
About coming anyways.
Huh?
they probably weren't serious about coming anyway.
Probably. I mean, because the conversations, the strong conversations, those are going to be had inside of the building.
Yep.
When you sit down with Josh Heupel, with mom and dad and recruit, and you're talking about his future here on Rocky Top, those are the serious conversations. And if I'm making a decision on whether or not to move the game or not, I ask myself, okay, here's 10 recruits that we obviously want. If we move it to Sunday, are these 10 recruits still coming? If they are, then okay, you move it to Sunday. I don't have no problem doing that. If it affects more than half of them coming, I'll just keep it on Saturday and say, all right, well, if it gets canceled, at least the recruits are in town. Because think about it, this is like one of the first weekends in over a year that you've been able to host multiple recruits at once in person. So you don't want to miss this opportunity. Hosting recruits are more important than the game being on TV. Because spring games are boring, man, to watch on TV. They are super boring to watch on TV.
Yep.
The most important thing for Tennessee is getting in Taven Jackson, getting in other prospects, and building relationships eyeball to eyeball while being 6 feet apart.
Yes, and go ahead, Stokes.
If we're being honest, spring games are boring to watch in person after like the halftime.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Like last spring game I was at, after the half, I walked around and met up with different folks the rest of the time and talked. I don't even think I watched a single bit of the last half of the 2017 spring game.
I think it was
or 2018.
Yeah, 2018, because you and I sat together.
Yep, 2018 spring game. We sat together for the first bit of it, and then
yep. You walked around and said hello.
Yep.
You stayed with Swain that weekend because the 17 game was we talked about this earlier this week. 17 game actually turned out to be the best thing possible because you got to watch the first half, which is the fun part of the spring game, like Stokes just mentioned, and then Mother Nature just opened up the skies and the second half got canceled and you didn't have to sit there and feel like you had to watch the second half.
That's right. That was Butch's last year.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Well, and then like to your point about recruiting, and y'all are absolutely right. Obviously, the other reason I think recruiting this weekend is so important for recruiting, and this obviously goes into the month of June as well, as hopefully the dead period will open back up and you'll see a ton of official visits. And June and July, it's just going to be recruiting mayhem because recruits are finally going to be able to take visits for, at that point, I think what will be the first time in 15 to 16 months, almost a year and a half, is like, to me, like these recruits are more important than most anybody in the transfer portal. I know there's this fascination with the transfer portal right now, and I get it because you think that they can be plug-and-play guys, but like for the most part, I think the transfer portal is overrated. And trying to sign high school recruits that you can develop and have for 4 to 5 years is more important because there's a reason that guys are transferring.
It depends on who you are.
It is, but the there's only a handful that are truly like instant impact transfers. I mean, think of the transfers that Tennessee has gotten over the last couple of years. I mean, there hasn't been – Alvin Kamara's really been the only slam dunk, grand slam type of transfer. And I think that we as college sports fans, no matter what sport, think that getting a transfer is just an automatic plug and play and going to be uber productive. Like for basketball, like Justin Powell, like that is a really good transfer that Tennessee got. But think of the other transfers that Rick Barnes has landed. E.J. Adesiki, he didn't work out. James Daniel, he was a good contributor, but he wasn't like instant impact type of guy and just changed the trajectory. And you can even go back to the football field. I mean, the last couple of guys, Aubrey Solomon, D'Angelo Gibbs. I mean, they haven't been just D'Angelo Gibbs isn't even here anymore. Aubrey Solomon has not been a impact guy while he's been here. So I kind of think the portal has become overrated, and to me, it's more significant to build these relationships with high school kids for the reasons I stated earlier. So that's another reason why I think this weekend is so important, because this staff really needs to continue to develop those relationships.
For Tennessee at this present time, I think the transfer portal is very, very important. More important than a team like Alabama or Georgia that don't really need it. Tennessee needs to have guys that are more mature, physically a little bit more developed, has a bit of a chip on their shoulder. When you are a high school player coming in and you're highly rated, how much of a chip do you have on your shoulder? I don't know, because it takes a lot of guys a year for them to be de-recruited and realize that they not hot shot anymore. For Hypo, if you take a bunch of developmental guys and high school guys and you develop them, we're talking year 3 before we really see the fruits of our labor. But where you are with the roster, if you can go to the transfer portal and address some immediate needs with guys, plug and play, then that's great. You don't have an opportunity to get a guy like Joe Milton who comes in, and here's a good example. There's a difference between Joe Milton, Hendon Hooker, and Caden Salter. Caden Salter mentally is not ready to play. He's not. Because you won't see a junior or 3-year quarterback think it's a good idea to engage in the activities that Salter engaged in and get himself arrested and suspended. That's the advantage that I see. I understand exactly what you're saying, and I think it's important not just to get high school players, but to develop a track record to develop a reputation, because when high school players come to Knoxville, when they come to Tennessee, they go back home and they talk to other prospects. That's why it's important to recruit high school players. I don't think you pick one or the other, but I think both are very, very important. And for Tennessee, they need some plug-and-play guys more than Ohio State and Alabama and LSU or Clemson or Georgia. So for us, it may be a little bit more of a pressing need, more important to get to the transfer portal, where for other guys, it's not. You know, you want that separation. You have a junior that is really, really good. You have a freshman that's very, very talented. It's probably a good thing that the freshman's not ready to play yet, because now that junior can have his year. He can go to the league, and during that year, that freshman or that sophomore can learn, and then when it's soon, you plug him in. The last thing you want is a bunch of those guys all jumbled up together, and now you got guys transferring. You want that spacing. So it's I don't disagree with you, Ben, but I do think for Tennessee it's important to go out and get JUCO help and transfer portal help. This is a year where you're going to see more guys available too. So you mentioned guys like Alvin Kamara and all the the good and the bad with JUCO players and transfers that we've brought in. Well, that was a time when the rules wasn't what they are right now, which gives a team like Tennessee more options. And those guys who are outside of the conference may look at the SEC and go, man, I want to play in the SEC. Well, I can't play at Alabama. They don't want me, or Georgia, or this place. But, hey, I can go to Tennessee and still play in the SEC. So Tennessee can benefit from that too.
Yes.
Stokes still there?
Stokes is still there. I'm going to give one last thought and then get Stokes' take. I agree with what you said. My thing is that, like, people hear transfer and think that they're going to be like a problem solver, and that is not the case. You assume that they're going to be plug and play, and technically they are plug and play, but just because they are plug and play doesn't mean that they are going to be a productive plug and play. Yeah. And that's my thing, is that people just assume that they're going to to fix things the moment they land a transfer. A guy like Joe Milton, absolutely, he is worthy of going out and getting in the transfer portal. A guy like Jawan Mitchell, the Texas linebacker that Tennessee's trying to get him to campus. He would be a guy that's obviously would help fix inside linebacker issues, but just because you have 5 spots open for transfers doesn't mean you're going to get 5 plug-and-play guys.
Yeah, Stokes got to run right quick, Stokes. I'll let you dive in and then be on your way.
I mean, I agree with Swain on this. I think you got to get the best of both worlds. I mean, you got to try to, guys in the transfer portal, you got to be able to pick out who can help you. What are your needs? Is it the guy that you feel that you can plug in and have some sort of an impact? Look, the chances of getting the high impact Alvin Kamara type, I mean, that's more rare. But those players are more rare, and typically those players don't transfer unless they get in trouble. You just need to identify guys that can help, not solve a problem, just help with an issue and fill a need and be just productive. They just be a guy. They don't have to be a huge impact player, and you're more than likely just going to develop your big impact players, through your high school ranks. But you gotta have bodies to come out and play. I mean, you don't want to waste a scholarship spot on someone who's not going to contribute. But at the end of the day, you gotta have bodies. If you're lacking bodies, the transfer portal is a great place to go get some production.
Yeah. Stokes, man, always a pleasure on a Friday. I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you here next week. Well, I'll talk to you here, soon at that. But the good people will talk to you here next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Be safe and enjoy that weather.
Thanks, Stokes. You enjoy it too, man.
Yeah,
around the corner.
Will do, man. Will do.
865-255-03. We'll take a quick timeout here and come back, hit up the text box. Orange and white game tomorrow. It's going to be maybe wet, but the recruits are slated to be here. That's the most important thing for this new staff. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the Big Orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or, if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Time for Attaboy here on the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Attaboy is brought to you by Iris Networks. IrisNetworksUSA.com is their website where they specialize in reliable, local, high-quality business fiber internet. Time to go virtual. Virtual has been a thing. I think there's a lot of companies, a lot of business that was forced to go virtual. Now that things have opened up a little bit and we've kind of gotten closer to normal, have decided, hey man, virtual might be a little bit more efficient for us as a company. So let's beef up our internet. Well, you can do that with Iris Networks. 90 days, no payment, so they're going to get you started off right. Customer service is top-notch. The quality is top-notch. It's a Tennessee business, so if you're a Tennessee business and you want to know that someone has your best interest in mind, you're not just working with a big old company that just looks at you as a number. No, Iris Networks looks at you as a partner, someone that's just like them, a Tennessee business helping Tennessee businesses. That is Iris Networks. So bring on the positivity, bring on the uplifting stories, and we do that every morning here on the Swain Event. So
I am giving Josh Heupel an attaboy because I think Josh Heupel has done a tremendous job reaching out to the former Vols, all the VFLs, and trying to truly state their importance to the program. You've seen the former coaches do it. You've detailed that, but it just feels a little more genuine with Josh Heupel. In my opinion, he has had assistant coaches call former players at that particular position to speak with them and invite them back to campus and to simply say hello and just be around the football program. And then yesterday at practice, Al Wilson's there, Fred White's there, Joey Kent's there, a lot of former Vols at practice. Carl Pickens, he's there. A lot of former Vols at practice yesterday, and Josh Heupel. I mean, I was standing right next to a couple of former Vols, and Josh Heupel walks straight up and introduces himself and tells them that he's thrilled for them to be around the program. So I just want to give an attaboy to Josh Heupel because I think he's handling that very well right now. And the former Vols are important to the program. And I heard Josh Heupel tell the group of former Vols this yesterday that they really want to communicate to kids that when you come to Tennessee, it's for 40 years and not 4 years. I know that's been a cliche in recruiting circles for several years now, but it really does help the recruiting process for Tennessee's coaches, and it's absolutely true. Swain is a living testament to that. So I just think Josh Heupel's doing a great job trying to get them reconnected with the program because it does feel like there's been somewhat of a disconnect with what has transpired over the last year or two.
Yeah. The only thing I would add is it's been over the last 20, 25, and there's been a lot of change, and every time there's been a new AD, new head coach, these issues have been kind of there, but they push them to the side. AD, head coach, they push them to the side as not one of the top priorities. And it ain't just Josh Heupel. I think it starts at the top with Danny White and Randy Boyd and Chancellor Plowman. These guys are not pushing things to the side. They're attacking the issues that were presented to them and created and pushed aside by people before them. But they're not doing it anymore. They're not. And I've been really impressed. I've been really impressed so far with how they've handled themselves and handling things. So hour 2 is coming up. Stay with us.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Hour 2 here in the Swain Event. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Touchdown Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Touchdown Turnover. The Tennessee baseball team should be on upset alert this week. Touchdown Turnover, they play on the road against Texas A&M. Ben, don't be leaning back in your chair. You got to sit up and answer this now. Sit up and answer this, Ben.
I was going to let you answer first.
Hey, man, you the guest in the house. And you always go first. We don't want to break tradition. Touchdown Turnover. The Vols should be on upset alert.
Touchdown. Not because I think Tennessee is going to lose, but because it's SEC baseball, and every weekend you are on upset alert. Every team in this league is capable of beating you, and that is truly the case. You hear that cliche thrown around in SEC football, SEC basketball of late, but there's been teams in football and in basketball, in my opinion, that although coaches say that you have to be ready each and every week, like in football, Vanderbilt's not beating Alabama. Vanderbilt's not beating LSU, even LSU being down last year. Like it's just not happening. And if I remember correctly, I think LSU beat down Vanderbilt this past season. I may be misremembering, but
Vanderbilt.
And in basketball, Vanderbilt's been butt booty terrible in basketball too, and they're not beating Alabama or Arkansas or Tennessee. So that cliche is thrown around a lot in football and basketball, but in SEC baseball, like, it is truly true. Missouri, who I believe is the worst team in the SEC, may not have a great chance of beating, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Tennessee, but it's baseball. They do have SEC talent on its roster, sprinkled throughout its roster, and a couple weeks ago it beat Texas A&M in a 3-game series. So Tennessee has to be on upset alert every weekend simply because SEC baseball is such a beast. I think Tennessee wins this weekend. Tennessee's the better baseball team, but it is Texas A&M, and they have a very good baseball program. They're having a down year, but they still have talent all throughout that roster. Pitchers who are more than capable of dominating a game, or hitters who are capable of taking over. Their first baseman is scorched earth right now and just hits everything that is thrown at him right now. I mean, he's having an All-American type of season. So Tennessee's going to have to play good baseball, but as long as it plays the way that it has all season, it's going to be perfectly fine, and it'll leave with a win. And this weekend is significant in terms of SEC standing. Still a little early to be scoreboard watching. We're only halfway through the season, but entering last night, Tennessee was tied with South Carolina for second in the SEC. Both teams, South Carolina and Tennessee, were a game back of Vanderbilt. Tennessee is playing a down Texas A&M team. South Carolina is playing number 1 Arkansas and lost last night. Vanderbilt is playing number 4 Mississippi State. So while Tennessee is playing a down A&M team, the team that is tied for second with playing the number 1 team in the country, Arkansas, and then the team that is a game behind, Vanderbilt, playing number 4 Mississippi State. So if Tennessee handles its business, if it gets some help from Mississippi State and Arkansas, Tennessee could be atop the SEC East standings by the end of the weekend. Now, keep an eye on Florida. Florida is a game back of South Carolina and Tennessee. So Florida's in 4th place, but only 2 games out of first place and a game out of South Carolina, Tennessee in second. And they play the team that is last in the SEC West right now, Auburn, this weekend. And Florida, I don't believe, has lost since they won that final game in Knoxville when they were about to get swept and they hit the 3-run home run in the top of the 8th inning to go on and win that game. I don't think that they've lost since they lost that series to Tennessee in Knoxville about a week and a half ago, or I guess 2 weeks ago now. So Florida's playing good baseball. They play Auburn this weekend, team that is in last in the SEC West. So keep an eye on Florida, but this is a big weekend for Tennessee in terms of the SEC standings. The next 3 weeks are big because you play a down A&M team this weekend. You come back home next weekend, and you play a Kentucky team that is capable of beating you. They're not a bad Kentucky baseball team. They're good. I don't know how good, but I would consider them a good ball club in general, but still a series that you should win. And then the weekend after that, you go to Missouri, who, as I mentioned earlier, I think is the worst team in the SEC. So if Tennessee's going to win the SEC East, if they're going to finish second, which you never want to finish second, you don't want to settle for participation trophies, but finishing second while the SEC East has so many good baseball teams, that would be an accomplishment. If they're going to do either of those two things, it has to rack up some wins over the next 3 weekends.
So you touchdown, turnover, you went
touchdown. Touchdown. Tennessee has to be on upset alert just because it's SEC baseball, and Texas A&M, while it's a down year for them so far, they're still a good college baseball program, and they're still going to have talent all throughout the roster, and they are capable of beating Tennessee. Just last weekend, on Saturday, they lost the 1-run game to Arkansas, and then on Sunday, they beat Arkansas. So that I'm sure gave them momentum heading into this weekend, gave them some confidence, and Arkansas is the number 1 team in the country. So touchdown. Tennessee has to be on upset alert.
So touchdown?
Mm-hmm. But again, it's not because I think Tennessee's going to lose. Just it's SEC baseball. I said it like 20 times.
I know. I'm messing with you because I asked you a touchdown turnover, like you went on a spill. You went on a spill, and I asked you again, touchdown just to mess with you. And then you went on another one. And I was trying to get you to do it again.
Well, because here on the Swain Event, our coverage of Tennessee athletics is second to none, and we answer the question that is at hand, and then we go over the top with our analysis. We provide in-depth analysis on everything Tennessee athletics.
That's because that's because the energy drink is kicked in, huh?
No, the energy drink. Yeah, the energy. It's in there somewhere. But now I'm getting cotton mouth. So I was hoping that you would quit picking on me and you would start talking, so I could mute myself for a second and get a drink of water, because now I have cotton mouth and my throat is dry.
You're the one taking a touchdown turnover and writing a 20-page paper.
Well, just because I like to give in-depth analysis, unlike you, who's probably just oh yeah, touchdown, and then keep it moving.
I was going to show my work. I was going to say touchdown because they came off an emotional series with Vanderbilt, a rival, a program that they're chasing, a program that's at the top of college baseball, the top of SEC baseball, and anytime you play an emotional game, whether you win or lose, you want to make sure that team don't beat you twice, or if you win, that team don't beat you after you beat them. So I was going to say touchdown just simply because of the Vanderbilt series. I want to give an attaboy to the Tennessee baseball fans of last weekend because of their presence, man. And I meant to mention this yesterday, but Tim Corbin, the Vanderbilt coach, man, he's challenging and basically begging his fans to show up. I realize that not all of you can get into the stadium yet, but don't let that stop you. That parking deck in right field looks pretty damn cool to me. Maggie and I will be there with you if you don't have to be at third base. Most importantly, when you get here, let us feel you. Be the energy you want to attract and others around you. When that happens, we all create the environment we need and want. See you soon. Let's go. You want those fans there at the Vanderbilt game because he experienced what it's supposed to look like.
Yep, and he knows what good crowds look like. Am I allowed to continue talking, or is this where I need to be quiet?
No, you can talk as long as you want to, man.
Okay.
And I can take me a sip of coffee from my brand new cup.
I know you posted that on Twitter, but you need to hold that up to the video because that is as clean a tumbler as I have seen. The matte black.
Oh, yeah, courtesy of Tennessee.
The design.
Athletics. No, courtesy of Tennessee Athletics.
Look, we had Josh Heupel on this time last Friday. You asked him when your next gift was coming, and boom! What do you know? You get a gift box by the end of the week.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is. I got a feeling this came from Tennessee Athletics and not just Josh Heupel. No, I'm just.
We'll pretend it's
because this is. I mean, I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it at all. Usually when you order things from Amazon, you can check on your order. Usually when you order something, you can track your shipment. And, I was kind of just looking at my cameras like, what is that on the front porch?
What is that?
Yeah, exactly what I said. What is that on the front porch? And my youngest one ran to the front porch and grabbed the package. And I was like, what is that? She's like, can I open it? And, she opened it, and, it was all kind of cool goodies, man. Very, very, very shocked, but man, so pleased. I like looks like some new
graphic.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. New graphics being used with some of our products that you're seeing. So I got a couple masks. I got a hat, these tumblers. So it's really, really cool. I was in the car when I saw Ramon Foster post his, him and Ron Slay coming over this weekend. I think that's more of what the gift is, and we confirmed that we were coming, and they decided to hook us up, man. It was a total shock, but very, very, very impressed, man. Very impressed with our leadership so far. Innovative, and that's something that Danny White's talked about doing and being. And man, I'm seeing it. He's doing things a little bit different, and that's what I realize on the situation and make something happen. But it's hard to do that when everything else around you is still has that old school feel to it. You got people from the past that still are above you, and that kind of was the case with Coach Fulmer. I can see how you have someone in Randy Boyd that's Tennessee through and through, but Plowman's coming in from outside. You got Danny White's coming in from the outside, and you got Josh Heupel coming in from the outside, and they're laying fresh eyes on our program, Danny White on the entire athletics program, and Josh Heupel on the football program, and we're seeing new ideas, and that's what we need, man. I mean, there's no reason to keep putting the commercial on the TV when Tennessee's playing a sporting event talking about Big Orange, Big Orange and Big Orange ideas and new ideas or whatever, and be using Peyton Manning in there if you're not gonna really have new ideas and use them. So, man, I've been impressed. But yeah, tumbler is fire.
It is fire.
And I like the big old tumblers, man. So I can give me a big old cup of water, a big old cup of whatever I'm drinking. But this is perfect for coffee or adult beverage or I don't know. But it's real clean, man. It's real clean.
It is indeed. Well, you take a sip while I finish my Tim Corbin thought. Tim Corbin may have the better baseball stadium.
I need a bigger cup.
No, you don't. Tim Corbin may have the better baseball stadium, the better facilities, but I think you're seeing this reaction from Tim Corbin. He had some comments after the game on Sunday. He had some comments this week that you just read. And Tony Vitello said this in a media availability, I think after the LSU series, that Tennessee may not have the largest crowd in the SEC, but Tennessee has the rowdiest crowd in the SEC. And
is Tim Corbin doing this? Is he looking behind the shoulder because he knows Tony's coming?
Yes. Yeah. Well, and last week before the series, Tim Corbin had some very kind comments about Tony Vitello, saying that he knew from the moment he got the job, dating back to his days at Arkansas, he was going to be successful, that what he touches just turns into good, and that he just builds programs so well. Like, Tim Corbin was out here trying to get Tony Vitello the job at A&M or LSU. Tim Corbin thinking to himself, get this man out of Knoxville.
You ain't slick, Corbin. We know what
Because,
you up to.
like Vandy,
it's like military tactics.
A lot of Farragut players have gone to Vanderbilt. Vandy has been able to pick that Farragut pipeline to pieces in regards to Tennessee's recruiting efforts. Tennessee has had a couple of Farragut guys, but for the most part, Vanderbilt has really been able to land several big-time baseball players from Farragut. You saw Parker Nolan, too, as a freshman for Vanderbilt. He was the latest example of a Farragut kid going to Vandy, and he had some big hits against Tennessee this past weekend. And Tony, although Tim Corbin was able to get Parker Nolan, this past year's freshman, Tennessee has a commitment from, I think his name's Brandon Siegler. Somebody can correct me on the text box if I'm wrong, but he's like the number one player in the state for the class of 2024, I believe. So typically that's a Vandy kid. Tony's got him coming to Tennessee, so there's an example of Tony Vitello being a thorn in the side of Tim Corbin. But I think that's why you saw Tim Corbin make the comments about the stadium, is because Tennessee may not have the best facility, the biggest facility like a Vanderbilt, but it sure is the rowdiest. And would you rather have compact and rowdy, or big and just kind of an all right environment?
Hey, man, I think when you look around sports, there's no reason to have a stadium with over 100,000 seats. I mean, people are watching games at home. I think the most important thing is the fan experience. Invest in the fan experience. I think Tennessee's going to do that with Danny White. Invest in the fan experience, more so than just trying to pack the house for numbers and aesthetics. making it look good. No, let's make it sound good. Let's make it loud. Let's have fans engage. Let's improve the fan interaction, the fan experience. And it's all centered around the improvement on the football field in between the white lines with the players. But yeah, man, give me less fans that are louder than more fans who are not. That's always been my take. I've played in multiple stadiums where it was less people, but it was super loud and very hard to hear. Text box, YouTube, Facebook Live, and we'll go to the comments, your questions and comments after we come back from our break. Bottom of the hour here in the Swain Event. Stay with us.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
All right, it's time for Around the SEC this morning. This is not the Around the SEC that we expected to have today. When we looked at the information from yesterday in the afternoon and after our show and saw what we could bring up on today's show and be a part of the show prep, but that's not the way life works, man. Life throws you curveballs, and you gotta adjust and swing. And tragic news in the SEC. There, Big Blue Nation. They lost one of their alumni, Terrence Clark, 19. Just signed with Clutch Sports, getting ready to go into the NBA. Died in a car accident in Los Angeles, 19 years old. Condolences to the Kentucky family. Condolences to the Clark family. He's from Boston, that area. Be here today and gone tomorrow. So just want to send our positive thoughts to the Kentucky family. Hope everyone around the country wraps their arms around Kentucky today, dealing with a tragedy. 19 years old, Terrence Clark passed away in a car accident yesterday. Ben, what do you have for around the SEC? I know that was something you probably had on the list. A lot of stuff going on, man. Springtime, spring football, a lot of people having the spring games. You got movement with rules. You got movement with players. What you got on tap for today?
I was going to add, 19 years old, running a red light without a seatbelt. Just really unfortunate reminder of, A, to wear your seatbelt, B, how fragile life is.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't take today for granted. That's my message. If you're willing to listen, don't take today for granted. Hug the neck of the people that you're closest with, and reach out to those you're closest with as well, and check on them. You never know what tomorrow holds. In terms of other news from around the SEC, Kentucky basketball was actually in the news earlier in the day because of some coaching changes. Kentucky assistant Joel Justice has elected to take the top assistant post under Bobby Hurley at Arizona State. A source told ESPN Justice was the lead recruiter of many of the top prospects to go through Kentucky since 2016. So Coach Cal losing one of his key recruiters, and Kentucky is expected to add Orlando Antigua and Chin Coleman, both Illinois assistants, in the coming days. So Coach Cal stealing some assistants from Illinois to make up for the assistant that he lost, and he needs two of them because not only Joel Justice takes the Arizona State job, but fellow assistant Tony Barbie is expected to become the next coach at Central Michigan.
The former Auburn coach.
Yep, former coach at UTEP and Auburn. So Kentucky going through some staff shakeup there. And then I had the new football time rules football overtime rules for you that we discussed at the top of the show. If you missed that, I encourage you to go back and check the text box. The only thing I've got for you is actually a NCAA baseball note for you that ties into the SEC and potentially Tennessee, who could end up hosting a regional. The NCAA has recommended regional and super regional baseball hosts allow no more than 50% capacity at stadiums in June because of COVID-19 protocols. So if Tennessee were to host a regional this NCAA tournament, then 50% would be allowed inside the stadium. So something to keep an eye on as Tennessee potentially is set to host a regional for the NCAA tournament.
Let's see on the text box. Big damn, man. That's the around the SEC. Music, man. Let's see. Corey Count says, I'm all right with less fans as long as it stays loud. However, I do not like that we can I do like that we can say that we have 100,000 person stadium. I mean, we at 102. It ain't that far off from being dipping under that 100,000 seat threshold. And that's something that I've wrestled with, as someone that's played in that stadium, someone that, obviously now is a fan, and that's just me. I haven't been a Tennessee fan as long as some of our listeners and some of the people out there, and I'm sure they have their own feelings about dipping below 100,000. Not like it's going to make a big difference, with the outcome of the game or anything, but you set yourself apart. Tennessee, Michigan, Penn State was really like the only three at one point, and it wasn't even close. But we've seen teams add on to the stadium. We've seen teams build a brand new stadium in Texas A&M, and they're over 100,000. And really, at the end of the day, it looks good, but if you're having trouble filling the stadium, and you can take the seats out and add other features to the stadium to enhance the fan experience, I say do it. I'd rather be at 90,000 than to be super loud, and recruits and fans love the fan experience and win games. I'd rather do that than be at 102 just to say we can do that. But you can't. There's no wiggle room to change anything. Because maybe you can't do both. Maybe you can't have both. Maybe you can't. Nelson says, since you're getting all this new stuff, you can finally get rid of your Butch Please and That Way shirts. Man, you ain't right, Nelson. If anybody in this studio has a Butch Please shirt, it ain't me.
I do have a Butch Please shirt. Also have a Donnie Knoxville shirt. Don't have a Pruitt shirt.
Just Pruitt?
Don't have one of those.
Chip says Swain got the care package for being in a new club called the Shareholder Society. I don't know about that. I saw somebody drop $250,000. Danny White tweeted about him. Danny White ain't tweeting about me. Donate any money. GBO says, so Kevin Steele, UT gave him $90,000 or $900,000 for 18 days. So he is blasting UT now with Baird and Allen Bell. Did I read it wrong? Yeah, it sounds like he did an interview, and the quote that I saw is that he said that he could write a book about Tennessee in his 18 days here. I guess that describes how crazy it is. I'm sure he could. At the end of the day, this is the school he went to. I'm pretty sure that he was under the idea that he was going to have a legitimate shot of being a head coach or getting an opportunity. And Don't look like he was given that, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty sour about that. Not happy about it. He tried to be the head coach of Auburn. There's some rumors out there about him kind of going behind Gus Malzahn's back to get that job. I mean, he ain't wrong. He's not wrong. I bet he could write a book about those 18 days.
I think he should.
And I bet it would be interesting. I don't think he should.
I want him to.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just make it stop. Just make it stop. Nothing else for people to make fun of us about. Don't need any more ammunition to give people, give the competition. But I'm pretty sure he could write a book. I mean, those 18 days, you're dealing with players, parents. You're trying to recruit your own players to stay. You're trying to recruit other players to come in, high school players to come in. You got a transfer quarterback comes in. And then people just started getting fired here and there. And then, boom, AD is gone. I'm pretty sure he could write a book. Pretty sure he could. LC Vol wants to know about the baseball podcast, Ben.
About to post it as we speak.
So there it is, LC. Rodney says, think about this. The hype man, talking about Hypo, is the only coach that we've had at Tennessee recently that actually played ball at a high level. I mean, Jones was a band director, and Pruitt played special teams. Hey, man, Hypo was a runner-up Heisman Trophy. Runner-up to Chris Winkie. Hypo's played at a big-time program. He knows what it takes to be a quarterback at a big-time program that has all the pressure and expectations of winning championships. I think there's going to be some times when it's going to benefit him. I do think Hypo's going to take some lumps here and there because being a first-time SEC coach, you're not prepared for this. You're not. There's too many distractions. There's too many fires that you have to maintain and control. The thing is he has more experience as a head coach than the previous head coach. About managing people, about organization. Because organization is a big-time thing. Something that the previous coach, took him a little bit to try to master, and I don't even think he mastered it. But no. it's just a different ball game. But you're right, Rodney. You're right, 100%. Rodney says, "How do you think this new transfer rule will affect JUCO ball?" I don't think if you were a school, you have to be as desperate to bring in a transfer who, before you only had two options, right? You go high school or you go JUCO. And JUCO is always like a crapshoot because academically, with transfers, it's like, okay, they're in the portal for a reason. But it could be a good reason. Like, it could be, really, really good. Like, he's a good player. You just don't want to be there anymore. He's homesick or, doesn't vibe well with the coaches. I think there's more of a chance it can be a positive getting a transfer from another school rather than maybe a JUCO player, because a JUCO player could be there because he got kicked out of his first school. He has academic problems. Those guys are hit or miss for sure. And that's why you mentioned guys like Alvin Kamara, Cordell Patterson. Those guys stand out. And we've been through quite a few number of JUCO players. We have. So I think it will affect JUCO. No doubt about it, man.
I think it's bad for JUCO players because JUCO players were viewed as Band-Aids. Dontavius Blair was supposed to be a Band-Aid for Tennessee football at left tackle after Tiny Richardson moved on.
Supposed to.
There's been defensive linemen that have come in that were supposed to be Band-Aids.
Supposed to be,
for Tennessee. Jonathan Combo was supposed to grow into a Band-Aid for Derek Barnett.
Don't look at me.
I look at you when I want.
I don't want to make eye contact with you.
And Now the Band-Aids are transfer players. So I think it's bad for JUCO players now.
Why do you call them Band-Aids?
Because that's what they are.
That's so degrading.
Well, that's what they are.
They're plug and play. That sounds better.
They're Band-Aids. They're supposed to fix problems. They're supposed to be a temporary fix until a coaching staff can develop a younger guy to take over for them. That's what they are. And so Band-Aids are a temporary fix, cover up for a cut or a wound.
I'm going plug and play.
Well,
I'm nice.
Yeah, okay. But now, like transfer players, transfers, that's what they are. Transfers are the plug and play guys that are supposed to cover up issues or solve issues on a roster. That's what they are supposed to do. Tennessee is looking at the transfer portal to address the inside linebacker issues. They're not looking at the JUCO route. They're looking at the transfer portal. So if coaches are now looking at the transfer portal for replacements, temporary fixes, plug and play guys, that's less offers for JUCO guys to go around. And now when you have guys like Alvin Kamara or Cam Newton, guys like that at a junior college, they will always have a spot everywhere. Cordell Patterson.
But they're once every decade.
Yeah. So I think it's bad for JUCO guys because I think they're going to have less spots.
Yeah, it certainly puts I think JUCO guys and high school football players on notice that they got to be even more special. They got to be ready to compete. It puts more pressure on them to do the right things and be the player that they need to be. There's no days off. Every time you think about playing video games, instead of putting in extra work, think about the transfer portal. If you're a high school player or you're a JUCO player, think about the transfer portal. The school that you want to go to, your spot can be taken by someone from North Dakota State or Villanova or UTC, someone that's always wanted to play at a place like Tennessee or in the SEC, but they couldn't out of high school, but during their time in college, they develop and prove that they can play at this level, and they come and take your spot too. That's how I would look at it. Iowa Vol says, I'll never be a Kentucky fan, but when these things happen, we're not fans anymore. We are people. Clark's passing is tragic, and I hope we can help Big Blue Nation get through this any way we can. 1,000% agree, Iowa Vol. 1,000% agree. Vol Storm says, I burned my Butch Please shirt because Swain wouldn't give me my money back. I didn't sell you the Butch Please shirt. I didn't sell it to you. That might have been my idea, but I didn't sell it to you. There was a business you got it from. You need to contact that business, Fall Storm. And I hope they hang up on you. I hope they give you terrible customer service. Should the NBA make Terrence Clark the honorary first pick? Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. I think there will be some type of recognition for Terrence Clark. I think they will do something for him. He just signed with Clutch Sports, and it was, the draft is not too far away. I think they should for sure do something for him. Volstorm says it came from TSR. Well, call TSR. File your complaints to TSR, man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I got my Butch Please shirt because of you too.
I didn't sell it to you.
I heard your advertisement. Bought it from your company that you were associated with.
What my company?
That you were associated with.
You didn't buy it from me. I didn't sell it to you. TSR sold it to you.
You were TSR.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. I was just a very small little piece, man.
Yeah, okay.
Very small little piece, man. So, I want to talk to the manager. Guess what? I am the manager. Sorry, Volstorm. I'm not the manager. You didn't buy it from me. You bought from TSR. Call TSR. I heard the customer service is great. 865-255-03. Swain Event. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
It is about that time for what here on the Swain Event. Wow. Let's see if you got it pulled up. I got it right here. I'm going to Michigan for this. For what? Sorry, Titans Bill. Sorry, Triple O. Gee, Jamie, I know how much you guys have a soft spot for this. The state of Michigan, because since of Triple O's Detroit Lions and Titans-Bill lived in Michigan for a while. But I'm giving a for what to a lady in Michigan who glued her eye shut after mistaking nail glue bottle for eye drops. It happened last Thursday. She accidentally used the adhesive meant to repair broken fingernails instead of the lubricating eye drops for her contact lens. Williams told the outlet she woke up in the middle of the night with dry eyes and wanted to take her contacts out. In her groggy state, she reached for a purse where she kept her eye drops, but mistakenly pulled out a bottle of nail glue that was similar in size. Williams said she realized she had grabbed the wrong bottle just as the liquid fell into her eye. I was like, oh my goodness, she recalled. It dropped in my eye and I tried to wipe it away. However, it was too late and her eye was glued shut. Williams said she called 911, screamed for her husband after panicking. It sealed my eye shut, Williams remembered. I just started throwing cold water and I was trying to pull my eyes apart but couldn't. It was completely shut, she added. Williams rushed to the hospital where doctors were able to open her eye and remove the glue-encrusted contact lens. Though Williams lost some of her lashes in the ordeal, her vision was intact. They said that actually the contact saved my vision. They had to pull on it and flip the top of my lid. Wow. I can identify, not with gluing your eyes shut, but in a groggy state, just doing something silly. So, like, we got this coffee maker that grinds the beans and makes it, all you got to do is fill it with water, but then you have to put the filter in. So, like, I'll come down and start the coffee maker, and there's 3 things you got to do. You have to empty the coffee pot from the previous day or whatever. So the coffee pot has to be empty, and you have to change the filter. If you don't do that, then there's coffee all over the counter. I can't count how many times that I've woke up like half asleep, groggy, and either not put a filter in, so there's like all these ground up beans in my coffee pot, or I've not poured the coffee out, and so it just overflows everywhere. It's happened so many times, but I can't even count. So I understand, Miss Williams, I get it, but you still gotta be on for what? There was times during 2020 football season that I wish I glued my eyes shut, to be honest. I wish I did. 2017 season, I wish I glued my eyes shut. So that had to hurt. I'm probably sure it freaked her the blank out. All right, let's go to Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning.
I'm pretty sure that the last few years of having to watch Tennessee football has impaired my vision.
Hey, man, I understand. It's made me want to glue my eyelids shut a time or two. So I understand.
And the thing is, if that lady had taken her contacts out before she went to bed, her eyes wouldn't have been so dry.
That's a good point. I've never really wore contacts like that because I don't wear glasses, but that's a contact. It's contact problems, right? If you leave them in, it's gonna be super, super dry. You're not supposed to leave them in, right?
No, you're supposed to take them out before you go to bed.
Do you wear contacts?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You're the contact expert.
I don't know about an expert.
I mean, hey, you've worn.
And in Triple O's defense, Triple O just likes the Lions. He does not like the state of Michigan. He's a good old country boy.
Correct. Good point. I'll accept it.
Titansville, yeah, he's all about Michigan.
Oh yeah. He still calls into Michigan sports talk radio shows, so he just can't let go.
He calls into Michigan. He calls into Ohio. He calls into every damn radio station in town. Oh, Lord.
What else you gonna do when you're retired?
I ain't calling into it depends. How long you going to be on the air?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, goodness. Guys, speaking of all these NCAA rule changes, the NCAA is going to make it a point of emphasis to go after teams where the players are taunting.
Golly, I saw that.
Does that really need to be a point of emphasis?
I don't think it was a problem last year. I mean, I didn't think it was something that didn't need to be addressed. I mean, I think when you have each and every year, you look at the rules and you see where you can tweak and make changes because a previous year it gave a team an advantage or someone's safety is at risk, something like that. But I didn't see a game where or a series of games or incidents where there was a lot of taunting going on. I actually saw more guys celebrating than normal. I see more guys dancing in the end zone, having a little bit more fun, and the referees being a little bit more lenient when it comes to those things, which I like. So I don't know why they feel like they have to crack down on, taunting, because I see a lot of it.
Are they afraid it's going to cut into commercial time?
I guess.
Because I've long said that the dumbest rule in all of college football has to be the celebration rule.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be super, super strict, and they have loosened up just a little bit, just a tad. But guys are, really, really, really celebrating, even dancing a little bit.
They should have the same celebration rules as the NFL. Can't taunt anybody. Can't do the Jawan Jennings putting the football on somebody's chest after you score a touchdown. But if you don't, why can't you celebrate as a team in the end zone?
I don't know, man. If you get an interception in midfield, the whole defense runs to the corner of the end zone and poses in front of the camera. I don't know if you want to let that happen in college.
I think that's cool.
I like it, but I don't know if you do it in college. Though.
Why?
Yeah, let them have fun. I mean, for crying out loud, they're not as worried about safety as they are about kids taunting or celebrating.
Well, they're not worried about an even playing field outside the game as they are worried about taunting. And that they did change the rules when it came to padded practices and things like that. So I mean, I guess they can make a case they do care a little bit. But care about all the things that you say you care about integrity and doing things the right way. We still have coaches who are coaching that have clearly broken the rules and continue to do so. You've done nothing to them, but you hammer the small guys with doing something real something.
Worry about going
basic.
after an offensive lineman's knee.
Yeah,
worry about things like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, goodness. Guys, before I go, I think we all kind of have our thoughts and prayers. I hate that term, but towards the Kentucky basketball team. We get on here, we taunt each other, we taunt the fans, we taunt the players, we taunt the coaches, but it really is a tragic thing that happened to that poor young man, and so just keep them in mind today. See you, boys.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the phone call. Yeah, I'm with you, Volstorm, man. It seems like when something happens, that's all everyone says is just thoughts and prayers, just because it's kind of easy to say. But I want to know who really in that moment prays. It's just easy to say. Who actually does it?
Don't hate the term. Hate the fact that people don't actually do it.
No, I mean, I understand where Volstorm was coming from, though, because so many people say it without really meaning it. So, hour 3 is coming up. Stay with us.
3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Orange and white game tomorrow, and this looks like it's going to be raining. But hey, man, you play football in the rain, it's all good. The only thing you can't do in the rain is only thing you can't do while playing is having lightning in the area. That's a problem. Or if it's just a dumping of sorts, the sky opens up and it's raining sideways and you can't see anything, then I don't see how you can continue to play a game and during that, especially a spring game. But the plan is to play in this game. We've seen it. South Carolina decide to move theirs because of the weather. And I wonder how many recruits they had scheduled to come and visit. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw South Carolina make the announcement. I saw a lot of Tennessee fans feeling like that we should follow suit. But
for Tennessee and for South Carolina. I think two programs that are kind of in the same position. New coaches, roster needs to be touched up a tad bit there. You need players.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, not only how many recruits did South Carolina have visiting, but what's the difference now? Like, how many of those recruits that were set to visit aren't going to visit anymore? Because as you and Stokes talked about in hour one, I would imagine that there are some recruits that are unable to attend now. I mean, even though Sunday's a little bit easier than a Monday or whatever, it's still a day that most people like to use to prepare for the week and don't like to be traveling on Sundays if they can avoid it. So I would be curious to see the difference in recruits that were going to visit and the recruits that are no longer going to visit, because there had to have been a couple that decided to not attend. And to be fair, like this year, the visits are a little bit different because those who will be in town tomorrow for Tennessee spring game, they're not going to be able to interact with the coaches or anything of that nature. Still great that they're going to be on campus, but most years they can be on the sideline, they can interact with the coaches, the players, and Tennessee itself can put on events throughout the weekend for the recruits. This year it's just the recruit coming and sitting in the stands and going home afterwards. So it is different this year, but in most years it is a significant difference.
Who's doing that though, man? Like that doesn't even make any sense. The NCAA really expect people to, like recruits to come in town, not just in Knoxville. I'm speaking for any school. Recruits are going to travel 2, 3, 4, 5+ hours to a school, go sit at a spring game and not have any interaction with the coach.
That is the expectation.
What's the purpose of that again? What, like?
It's COVID stuff.
So either let them come or don't let them come, because they can have interaction with people in the stands but can't have interaction with a coach one-on-one in the office. How's that? Like, that don't make any sense. That makes no sense at all.
One more month.
That makes no sense. So go to the game. Literally, you'll be around thousands of people. You may sit close to some. You can do that, but not sit one-on-one in the office with a coach. Whoa, boy. Looking at the forecast by the hour here for tomorrow, it looks like it's going to kick up, start raining in the morning, and by the time we get to around the game, it's going to hopefully let up a little bit. If I'm a parent and I'm making a decision on whether or not to make this trip, I think the time of when you're going to be on the road matters. That's how I look at it. I can deal with the rain when I'm here, but you certainly don't want to be driving in this stuff. If you don't have to be on the road when it's raining, you just, you don't have to, you shouldn't do it. I look at it during the winter when it's snowing and the roads are icy. There's still some people on the roads, but like it makes you kind of stop and think and say, okay, well, if I don't need to go to the store, if I don't need to do this, then I won't do it. Well, I look at the same thing. I look at it kind of the same way when it's raining really, really hard. So if someone is traveling 2, 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and it's raining really hard, that might make them not want to make that trip and be on the road during that time. And I wonder if Tennessee coaches were able to kind of get some confirmations, or Tennessee able to get some confirmations from recruits, if that even impacted their decision on whether to keep it same day or to change it. And I wonder why South Carolina, I know what they said when they changed the time of the game, but I wonder how much recruiting affected that decision as well. Going back to the text box, Vol Birmingham says, come on now. They're going to talk to the coaches at some point. The bump rule will be ignored this weekend. it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. You travel all this way, go to the game, but you're not going to interact with the coaches. That's the reason why you interact with the coaches, because you can watch the game at home. That's silly. That is silly. I wonder how schools are going to try to get around that rule. Maybe you talk through a glass window on the phone, and because technically that's not meaning with. I don't know, dude. It's all silly. Nick 615 says, Swain, I've always wondered that too. How many people actually do pray or take a moment for someone or something when they say thoughts and prayers or prayers up? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get deep into this. I think Volstorm was getting at, and social media, people always feel like they just have to comment, because if someone is not commenting, how do you know how they feel on how they feel? I mean, that's what social media is all about. And so I think that we've got to a point where, like, we always feel like we got to say something to any series of events or a event. That's what social media is all about. Sometimes when something happens, there's just nothing to say. It's a feeling that you have. And I think some folks just don't know what to say, but they feel like they have to say something. And so thoughts and prayers is the thing to say. And I just got to the point where, like, man, when I hear stuff like, we heard about Terrence Clark yesterday, someone is basically just starting his life, just worked so hard to put himself in this position to live out his dream. I didn't have any words. I didn't have any words. The tragic event that happened last week, the shooting at Austin East. I just didn't have any words. And sometimes I just don't. I don't have a post. I just have feelings. But that's where we are. I think people just feel like they have to post. That's the easiest thing to say. Not taking it away from people that in that very moment do send prayers. Sparky Vol, now, which link are you talking about there?
Post in the show notes.
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
He put that on the text box after your for what, I believe.
Okay. We'll get that for what on the show notes for you, so you can check that out. Mac told us to do. It's allergy season. Eyes was itching, and C-Mac called in and gave us advice about, how to apply those eye drops. Keep them in the fridge. When you apply them, they're really, really cold. Chip Payne asked about got the wall wrap here in the studio. He has a man cave. Chip Payne, give me a shout, and hopefully I steer you in the right direction. CJ Vol says, I hope Milton is a dog. No, I hope Milton is a dude. I really hope he's someone that mentally is not fazed by good things or bad things. Is a leader. Obviously, got to have a talent as well, which I think that's something that he possesses. I'm not sitting here saying Milton is going to be our savior at the quarterback position. I'm not saying that he won't. Who knows? You really don't know that. I don't think there's any way that we can sit here and say that he can be that from what he's done at Michigan. It's not like we're getting a Jalen Hurts or anything where you've seen someone play at a high level before you get him. We don't know that. It's possible. He has 3 years. It's possible that he could be a starting quarterback for the next 3 years. It is very possible. We don't know that. We don't know. Just like we didn't know that Josh Dobbs was going to be the guy for 3 years when he was here. And he was just one of 2 or 3 quarterbacks that was all even. Nathan Peterman, Riley Ferguson, Justin Worley, and then Dobbs. We didn't know that he'd be the last man standing and break all these records and be an NFL draft pick and still be in the league. Like, there's a lot of people that just didn't know that. Signed a 1-year deal, last week, Ben?
Yep.
The Steelers, yeah.
Re-upped with the Steelers.
Yep. Yep.
This week.
You just don't know.
I don't know. He's back. That's all I care about.
Well, I know the rule change went into effect where skill position players can wear single-digit numbers. And so, Joe Hayden wore number 5 at Florida. Dobbs is 5 now. Chase Claypool has 11. Dobbs wore 11 in college. What did Claypool wear at Notre Dame?
I believe 83.
Well, I don't know if he can go back to 83. Maybe he can get a single-digit number. But I don't know, man. I mean, all these people that bought these players' jerseys and they have their old number on it.
Well, that's part of what will prevent current players from switching numbers is, according to the NFL, if Joe Hayden changed his number to number 5 or just changed his number, he would have to pay for all of the unsold jerseys that the NFL has had made in the number 23. If Jalen Ramsey decided to change from 20 back to 2, which is what he wore at Florida State, Jalen Ramsey has to pay for all of the unsold number 20 Jalen Ramsey jerseys that have been made. If Deshaun Watson...
He wore 8.
8? Oh,
yeah, he wore 8.
I saw him tweeting about the number 2, so I don't know why.
Yeah, he wore 8. He wore 8 at Florida State.
Oh, well, he was tweeting about him and Robert Woods trying to figure out who was going to wear number 2. So I don't know where the number 2 came from.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But if somebody wants to change their jersey number, they've got to pay for all the jerseys that were made for them, apparently, according to the NFL.
And you might have to pay somebody else that has it. Like, if somebody else has a number and you want that number, you got to pay for that number. That's usually been the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So if you join a team, either that player can give you the number or they charge you. Most of the time they charge you. I saw what Josh Dobbs was talking to Joe Hayden about, I won't charge you too much for number 5. As long as I can get my number 11. And then, ask what's up with Claypool because he has number 11. So I think the NFL should have already had this, man. Let players have the number that they want. For quarterbacks, that stinks because, man, it may be a corner, it may be a safety, it may be a linebacker in the box that you have to account for, communicate with the offensive line. And usually it was easy to kind of point out because linebackers have a set number that they had to wear, in the 50s. It's easy to locate a linebacker if they always wear this number, but now it's going to make it a little bit difficult. Tom Brady was not a fan. He is not a fan.
Tom Brady can get over it. If they can do it in college, they can do it in the NFL.
Yeah. They'll adjust.
And these guys watch so much film. Like, I'm sorry, but you would be able to recognize who a player was without a jersey number at all.
Yeah, it's an adjustment. He's been in the league for 37 years. He's been doing it one way for that entire time. He's probably used to doing it, that way, and it's an adjustment for him. So he'll figure it out. I think it's good for the game, though. All right, who's on the phone? Tremel, what's up, man? Good morning.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Fellas? I'm good. I think you hit the nail on the head with the feeling that when you see all the, when you see these young kids pass away, man, it's, I really have, I have a feeling, but I don't, really usually don't say much. It's because of what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do anyway. I just feel, when it's violence, when it comes to like gun violence or something like that, I just put my head down and just try to save one if I can, man. If I can save one of them from it, man, I feel I did something, accomplished something. If I can save one of these kids from. But when it's, something that's, out of your hands like that, just, makes you tighten the throat a little bit. But off a little somber note, the thing, so you said you were talking about organizing earlier and how a team being organized is like key. from y'all's point of view, because I know y'all seen, both this past regime and the regime before, how do y'all feel about how we organize now? Like, just from this little small.
Oh, it's night and day. It's night and day.
Night and day,
yeah,
huh?
It's night and day.
And what about that transfer linebacker from Texas? Or I think it was another linebacker that's in the transfer portal was kind of looking at. What's the chances on us possibly getting one of them, or would they come after the spring? Or?
Juwan Mitchell is the one from Texas that you are referring to. He visited Kansas State recently. Tennessee's been trying to get him to visit Tennessee. Doesn't sound like there's been a ton of traction in actually getting him to campus. And
how, man? Yeah, if you're looking at a place like Kansas State, come on now. You gotta look at a place
on,
like Tennessee.
right?
I know, right?
Yep. I don't know. Maybe he wants to say, I don't know where he's from.
Kansas, bro.
Come on, man. You want to play football in the state of Kansas? You even thinking about it? Oh, man. I know we got a chance. Come on, Juwan. We'll show you a good time in Knoxville.
Right.
You can be the starting linebacker. You have whatever number you want. Let's go. Man. What number do you wear at Texas?
Led
Let's
the team
go.
in tackles last year.
He wore 6.
Sign me up. I mean, you know how to hit somebody, right?
No, he didn't wear 6. Yeah, I mean, hey. Leading tackler at Texas, leaving.
Right.
And you taking a visit to Kansas State? That's a little weird to me.
I mean, come on, bro.
That's a little
you
weird.
Want this spotlight, dog?
Brian
You
Jean
right
Marie
with that.
is working the situation. We'll see if he ends up visiting.
Is that like the only one we kind of looking at? I know, because I mean, if I was a staff, I'd be like kind of, not throwing all my eggs in that basket, but I damn sure be trying to make sure he's at the top of the list as far as linebackers go.
I'm not aware of any other transfer linebackers. I know they were after a transfer defensive tackle from Western Kentucky that ultimately chose UCF, funny enough. But I imagine the interest in transfers will pick up now that spring is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be more guys that enter the portal. I mean, just like with Arkansas, Arkansas had its spring game on Saturday, and it's had 3 players enter the transfer portal since Saturday. So, and one of them is a key receiver. So there will be players that enter the transfer portal over the next couple of weeks that I'm sure Tennessee will try to bring in.
Well, we coming up there tomorrow. We gonna have all have my son and my 4 nephews and my other my homeboy. He bring his son as well. So
make it a day.
Man, hopefully we'll link up and see y'all somewhere, man. That'd be kind of cool. Might make me look like might make me look good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Give us a shot, man. I'll be at the orange or white game.
Okay, I'll hit y'all up, man.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, sounds good, man. Be careful on the road. Have you ever been on a website where the list is so long, the sliding bar on the right side is like the size of an ant, and you're trying to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and the page feels like it's never ending? That is what the transfer portal looks like right now. This is insane, man. There's so many linebackers in here. There's so many linebackers in this portal, man. There's too many even to list off. Now, most of them already have their destination. But, it has a big old question mark next to Crouch and To'o. But, man, Texas had another inside linebacker that's in the portal, too. I can't even say his last name. I'm not going to even try. But there's a kid from Michigan in the portal to play linebacker. There's so many guys in this thing, man. So if you're Tennessee, you should be able to at least make some contact with some guys. Not saying you're going to nail them, but you can at least talk to them and try to get them to come on a visit. There's so many to choose from. My goodness. Oh, that's what J.J. Peterson looks like. J.J. Peterson's in there, too. You remember J.J. Peterson being?
No.
Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or, if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over. If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Let's get to the phones, the Iris Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet, IrisNetworksUSA.com. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Hey, I noticed there, I took a picture of it. I hadn't sent it to either one of you yet, but I seen where an Alabama walk-on quarterback was entered the transfer portal. Does that mean he's volunteering to walk on somewhere else?
He'd probably be a starter somewhere else.
Well, I'm just saying he's a walk-on.
I guess
quarterback at Alabama.
I guess if he's going to transfer, a school can
He'd
decide.
walk on, wouldn't he?
Well, the school can decide if they want to put him on scholarship or not.
Yeah, that's what I look at it. So let's just invite him to walk on.
I think I'm okay with it.
This thing's got so crazy that it's just that crazy. I mean, you read, you look, and it's like, what?
I have not seen the anything about the transfer walk-on quarterback.
I'll send what I just got through saying there a few minutes ago. I'll send it here in a minute. But anyhow, I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Hey, thank you, Turkey Man. You too,
and
man.
And by the way, I do have a SEC alternate.
Do you have? Do you subscribe to ESPN Plus?
I do not have ESPN Plus. I do not have that, but I've got the SEC network, both the alternate and the.
Well, you need to borrow Ben's password and login information so you can be able to watch the orange and white game, unless you're coming.
Well, is it going to be on the ESPN or SEC?
It's going to be on SEC Network Plus, which
I've
is
got that one.
The one that you stream online.
No, I don't have that. I've got the alternate channel.
Yeah, it's not on that one. It's on SEC Network Plus. You have to stream it.
All right, just send it to me, then I'll stream it and go with the rest of them. I mean, it is what it is.
They'll show the replay at some point.
Yeah, they will. They will. It'll be rain. Last time they did this, it poured down rain. It didn't. They called it off, and then they interrupted it because it had such long for the Georgia game. But actually, when they finally did show it, it was about 40 minutes, I think. Well, anyhow, have a good weekend, guys.
All right, Turkey Man. See you. The best part of that was he said, no, I don't have that one. Like you never heard of it. I know Turkey Man. I know Turkey Man. Joshua Verdeen says nothing like listening to the Swain event while traveling to Knoxville. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'll be around. John K says we should bring in J.J. Peterson. I heard he's incredible. $5 Vol says Turkey Man not going to put on his rain jacket and come out Saturday. Hey. Turkey Man being Turkey Man. Utah Vol says Bryson Easton's comments after practice were very impressive, especially on how he handled the coaching change.
Yep, he was awesome. We talked about his quotes yesterday, saying that he committed to Tennessee. He did not commit to the people who were at Tennessee, and that he wants to be a Vol, and that he was excited for the opportunities under a new coaching staff and licking his chops to take advantage of those new opportunities, and was happy that the coach ended up being Josh Heupel, and that he thinks that Josh Heupel has done a great job, brought great energy, and that he's 100% bought in. I just tweeted out a story that I wrote on Bryson Easton and his comments. So if you want to check out some Bryson Easton comment, who I think is going to be a very good football player for Tennessee over the course of his career, you can check out my timeline on Twitter. Just tweeted out that link.
Easy Cobb Vol says, did you guys see the first game Milton came into this past season? Can't remember what team it was, but I was super impressed. I think Joe Milton will be a beast and the starter. Who did Michigan play first this past season? I'm not really sure.
A Big Ten team.
Oh, that's a pretty good guess right there. We might need to put the Michigan game up on the second TV in here. Check out Joe Milton a little bit more. Didn't think I would have to watch Michigan football. Ugh. But we've had to watch us play over the last 3 seasons. Well, 2.5. The last half of 2019 wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty fun. Let's see here. What else is here on the text box? Go to YouTube, man. Henry says, hey, guys, 90% rain, chance of rain. Do y'all think the spring game may be postponed? No. No, they're not going to postpone it. They'll play it, or they will not at all. I mean, the way you view the spring game, fans, is different than how the coaches view the spring game. To them, it's practice. It's practice. And it's not like you can make it up. So let's say you get into the spring game and it starts and the weather won't allow you to finish. It's not like you can get that practice back and then go back on a Monday and do a scrimmage. It's just you just lose it. So no, I don't think it's going to be postponed.
No, if it rains, I would imagine that they move to the indoor, and instead of having a game, that they would go through practice.
I don't know if they would do that.
They've done that before in the past, not with a spring game, but I remember one fall under Pruitt. I think it was the 2019 season. They were supposed to have an open practice, and they moved practice inside. They were supposed to have an open practice inside of Neyland Stadium, and they moved it to the indoor facility.
Wesley says, what was your favorite route to run at Tennessee? I was a receiver in high school and looked up to you. Go Vols. Oh, Wesley, you probably got me and Meach mixed up, man. Me or Brett Smith. You're probably looking up to Brett Smith or Meacham or somebody. I didn't have a favorite route, to be honest. I mean, I was really good at running curl routes, but I don't think any good receiver should really have a favorite route. I think all the routes should be your favorite, to be honest. I think it's easy to say for a receiver that likes catching bombs to say go routes. But I'm just like, hey, man, every route should be your favorite.
Well, as somebody who did not play college football, I can tell you, playing in the backyard, my favorite route was the go route.
It's the most popular route.
Throw it deep.
Yeah,
I catch it.
It's the most popular route with the least completion percentage, with the worst completion percentage. But every route where I know I'm gonna get the football, where I'm gonna get the football, is my favorite route. Maybe if I was like a 4-2 guy,
if you were Jalen Hyatt,
if I would say, yeah, man, go routes are my favorite. If I was like Jalen Waddle or somebody, I would say that. But I just feel like a receiver shouldn't have a favorite route. I think you should treat every route the same. And you can score off any route. That should be your mentality. My favorite route was the route that I knew I was going to get the ball in on that particular play based on that particular coverage. I remember playing Florida, and they played this really funky inverted cover two, and it left the middle of the field wide open all game long. And I remember, like, catching a couple balls in the middle of the football field. Well, that game, dig routes were my favorite. They were my favorite because that's where I was getting the ball.
Is it safe to say that you were digging the dig routes?
Safe to say that, Ben. I was digging those routes. Loved them. Let's go back to the phones. Irish Networks hotline, 865-255-03. C-Mac, good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
C-Mac.
This is the second rendition of C-Mac's Poetry Hour, if I may.
All right. What you got today?
Now, you can tell from my everyday fits, I ain't rich, so cease and desist with them tricks. I'm just another black man caught up in the mix, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Just 'cause I'm a freak don't mean that we can hit the sheets. Baby, I could see that you don't recognize me. R.I.P. Shock G.
Yeah, man, I bumped some Shock G and some Tupac this morning, man, getting ready for the show. Saw that he had passed away yesterday, man. For all the hip-hop enthusiasts and today, not knowing who Shock G is, I encourage folks to go back and do a little research, man. He's the one who discovered Tupac.
He did, man.
Yeah.
In the past week and some change, Earl, then, Black Rob, and now Shock G. It's a blessing that we had the time on earth to recognize their art, and it's a continued blessing that their art will continue to live on. So I wanted to take the opportunity to say that this morning. Now to change gears, Saturday, your boy won't be able to make it out Saturday.
I didn't think you would be able to.
No, not this one. But I'm gonna try to find a way to hack, Ben McKee's SEC Network Plus login so I can stream that joint. I do want to give everyone who will be in attendance, who's going to witness this with their own physical eyes, hopefully not glued shut. I want to give you just a little disclosure. Can we please make sure that we don't fall in love with one good 20-yard throw and anoint the person who throws that pass as the starter? All right, we still got to get through, summer.
Yes.
We got to get through fall camp. As you just said not too long ago, this is a practice, so another opportunity for our boys to get better. So enjoy Saturday, come rain or shine, because those kids have worked hard to get in this position and to help with this transition. So I hope everyone who goes out, y'all have fun. Y'all make it loud, because I'm pretty sure those kids missed that vibe. Next week, Swain, after the Saturday festivities, I'm gonna be on one. I'm just going to let you know right now. I'm really gonna be on one next week, man.
Why?
We're getting a lot close. We're getting much closer to the NFL draft, and I'm still ignorant about one of our players needing to go in the first round. And, I'm going to be stomping. I'm hoping to, I really would like to hear, Trey Smith's name be called in that first round. His name being called at all would be a blessing, but something inside of me, man, something that beats in my chest. I need that. I need that for him. He deserves it. And he's just damn as good as anybody else, on that O-line that's coming out. So, I'm just giving you a warning now. I'm going to be stomping hard. I'm going to be capping real hard for Trey Smith. Hopefully get that name called in those first couple of rounds.
Man, I really hope that Trey Smith gets his name called in the first round. I don't know how confident I am that that's going to happen.
It would surprise me.
God, I wish, man. I really wish that. Because he's a first-round talent. But you know what I want for Trey Smith, man, more than really anything? I want Trey Smith to go to an organization that is, whether it's Seahawks or the Steelers or the Ravens or the Patriots, Saints. Man, they got this stuff together. That's what I want. I want to go to a place where they got their stuff together. There's leadership in place, man. They're winning. I think Trey Smith deserves that. He doesn't deserve to go to a dysfunctional organization like the New York Jets. He doesn't deserve to go to the New York Giants or anything like that. They're losing. They're rebuilding. They don't know what they're doing, what they're going to do. No direction. No vision. No immediate success in the future. That's what I want. I want that for Trey Smith. This dude came to Tennessee, man, when he was the number one overall recruit to ESPN. He grew up not even a big Tennessee fan. He's an Alabama fan, but came to Tennessee. He deserves to win a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. Swain Event, be right back.
play-by-play of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Hiller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
great day to have a great day. Swain Event is fueled by Dead End Barbecue, Hour 3, powered by Low T Center. If you're feeling tired, grumpy, have a lack of motivational drive, you've noticed a weight gain or loss of muscle mass, these can all be signs of low testosterone levels, low thyroid, or even sleep apnea. Low T will help you determine the cause of your symptoms and will get you back to feeling your best. It starts with the quick and easy health assessment. It's covered by most health insurance, Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. All right, Ben. What's going on in VolQuest, man? This week, recruits gonna be in town. Good time to connect with them. I anticipate you being usually when recruits come in from an official visit outside of driving range, they have to fly, and I anticipate you to be at the airport. I want you staking out, finding out what the recruits are saying and how they're feeling about Tennessee. So, man, what's going on in VolQuest, man? This on this Friday. And over the weekend,
man, it is going to be a very busy weekend. Have had plenty of practice coverage from the week. Practice coverage yesterday. A couple stories up on Alex Golish, Tim Banks, what they had to say following practice yesterday. Bryson Eason's story I mentioned is up. A story on Byron Young and his incredible story. Rob Lewis wrote a story about his incredible story to get to Tennessee and his hopes of adding a new chapter to his football life and just his life in general. So those stories are up in plenty of practice coverage all weekend. And then this weekend is going to be jam-packed. Recruits will be in town, and we'll have plenty of coverage on those recruits that do make it to town. Tennessee, Texas A&M this weekend, and in College Station we'll have baseball coverage as well as spring game coverage. I know myself, Eric Kane, and Rob Lewis will be doing a mini podcast following the game tomorrow to give our observations. Brent and Austin, they'll have their usual 2-minute drill. We'll have observation pieces, just a ton going on. So content. That's the best. That's music to our ears in the content generating business. So plenty of coverage of Tennessee recruiting, Tennessee spring game, and even some Tennessee Texas A&M on the diamond over the weekend.
Lady Vols mentioned yesterday, but they brought in Sun Belt Player of the Year, Alexis Dye. She was at Troy. She's from Birmingham, and she was a Sun Belt Player of the Year last year. So, yeah, Rick Barnes doing his thing, adding to the roster and flipping the roster over. Kelly Harper is doing the same thing. So, shouts.
There you go.
Shouts.
Out.
Shout out to Kelly Harper and the women's basketball program. Not only did Rick Barnes have 2 assistants leave to go be head coaches, Kelly Harper had to replace assistant coach that went on to be a head coach too. So, man, now she has her own coaching tree. So, a lot of good stuff there with the basketball programs, men and women. Like you mentioned, the Diamond Vols. It's been a while since they've had to really get on the flight to go play baseball.
First time all year.
Yeah.
And they had to fly charters with the normal people, right? I always get that confused. Flying charter is just like a regular flight, right?
I mean, yeah, they should. I don't know. They should have the whole plane.
They did not.
What?
Yeah. They did not, and they had to take 2 planes. The 2 planes things was because of COVID reasons, and maybe they're not amongst themselves because of COVID reasons as well.
I'm used to football where we had like a big team and big support staff.
Yes,
so
and Tony threw in his comments on Tuesday that they would have to take 2 flights and fly charter, unlike some other SEC schools get to do.
Oh.
So I think that's a thing.
So Tony
or
V
flying commercial, according to Ethan, my good buddy, my college roommate. Flying commercial is amongst the peasants, amongst you and I.
Yeah. That's
I believe that's what they are doing.
That's
and Tony pointed that out on Tuesday.
So Tony basically pulled a little Tim Corbin, talking to his own people.
Yeah, I think that's what they are doing. Not 100% sure, but I believe that is what is going on this weekend.
Well, first time flying, man, and coming off the emotional Vanderbilt series. A&M is certainly capable of beating them. They're not having a season. Though you look at their record, you would think would beat Tennessee, but they're more than capable of beating Tennessee. But, man, Tony has had his guys ready to play, man. He's had them ready to play. He'll have them up for the challenge. Looking forward to seeing how accommodating Texas A&M is going to be to Tony Vitello. They'll be super nice to Tony Vitello.
Well, the head coach of Texas A&M isn't going to be very nice to him.
No.
I believe his name is Rob Childress. He is not going to be very nice.
He's going to be baiting Tony until getting ejected.
Yes, Rob Childress, who is in his 15th season at A&M.
His last season at A&M.
We hope not.
Signed to an extension, A&M. He's doing a great job.
Danny White, lock up Tony V.
Hey, man, Rob Childress is doing an awesome job at A&M.
It's one of those weird situations to where it's like, you want Tennessee to win this weekend, but would it be the worst thing long term for Tennessee baseball if they got swept by A&M?
It's so tough to be a fan sometimes, man. It's so tough.
Would it be the worst thing if in front of A&M, who has been rumored to come after Tony or going to come after Tony this summer once the season concludes, would it be the worst thing if Tony is swept by A&M this weekend?
Players complain about it being tough for them. What about the fans? It's tough for them. Look at this predicament that fans are in right now, man. Look at this. This is tough on the fans too. Hope you have a great weekend. If you are traveling to the Orange and White game, safe travels to you and your family. Hope you have a great time. We'll be back Monday to talk about the Orange and White game, break down good things,